Hi everyone. Now games have a varying amount of content, but with every game comes a point where you've seen everything. You'll have beaten all the levels, completed all side quests, played all the mini-games, and wonder, well now what? Do you leave the game and go play something else? Of course not, don't be silly. People will always find reasons to keep playing the same games over and over again until the end of time. And one way to do that is through modding. Whether you create mods or just play them, it's a way to add tons of new content and experiences to games. Even games that have been long since abandoned by the developers still have strong communities, thanks to modders fixing and adding things all the time. I'm sure you could think of several games with a huge modding scene, and Plants vs. Zombies certainly isn't one of them. But that's not to say it doesn't get modded. There are several dedicated modders, but the community is still pretty small. So since most mods aren't very well known, I figured I'd make a video to show off a handful of mods that I think are interesting. Oh, and this video is about PVZ1 mods, so don't go asking me where PVZ2 Eclipse is or whatever. But that's enough introduction. Let's go. PVZ modding has been gaining more traction recently, but even several years ago it existed. However, most if not all of the older mods were simply texture mods. Why? Well, PVZ is supposed to be pretty difficult and limited when it comes to how you can mod it, and while people have been figuring more stuff out nowadays, we could just take a quick look at the modding page on the PVZ wiki and see the kind of stuff I'm talking about. But it's not to say there haven't been some great texture mods, even recently, and probably one of the most notable mods to exist would be the PVZ2 Pack. Just from the title, I'm sure you get the idea. It's PVZ1, but it looks like PVZ2. Now whether you think that makes the game look better or worse is debatable. I probably like the PVZ1 art style more, but that doesn't mean I dislike PVZ2's. In fact, I think both look great, and this texture pack is certainly a nice change of pace. In fact, a bunch of mods use PVZ2 textures, so you'll definitely see these designs other times in the video. And while this is mostly just a visual overhaul, that's not all it changes. For example, now the Limbo page is available right on the minigame menu instead of you needing to hack it in with Cheat Engine. So the PVZ2 pack looks pretty good, but what if we wanted to go in the opposite direction? That's right, I'm talking about this. Yeah, the PVZ Paint Pack turns all the textures into Microsoft Paint drawings and it looks, well, let's just say unique. Most of the soundtrack has been changed too. This probably isn't the definitive way to play the game, but it's certainly an interesting way. Okay, I don't just want to talk about texture mods, so let's look at only one more. PVZ Diablo version. Yeah, this is one of those Chinese mods I mentioned earlier. It seems pretty normal at first, but then we'll see that some of the plants are replaced with these fucking things. What am I even looking at here? Yeah, if you want to play PVZ but with some demons from hell, then this is the mod for you. For me though, I think I'm gonna move on. So the first gameplay mod we're gonna look at here is PVZ hard mode, and oh no! More popular YouTubers have already covered this one. What do I do? Well, actually, there isn't just one hard mode. Many people have made their own version of it, and I'm not exactly sure which one Shy Guy Mask and the others played, but it's different from this one here. So as the name suggests, it makes the game harder. How? Well, several ways. For one, normal zombies, well, they no longer exist, having all been replaced by coneheads. Plus, the health and spawn rates of most zombies have been increased significantly. On the bright side, at least some plants have been buffed to make your life somewhat easier. Pretty cool mod. PVZ is quite the easy game, so this makes things more interesting without going too overboard, which, trust me, some mods do. Next is PVZ Delta, which also increases the difficulty but has some other changes. There's different zombie spawns, some different music, plenty of different designs for the zombies, and wait, is that Sans Buckethead? What? Why would he do this? Anyways, let's ignore that and discuss some other changes. There's a custom minigame, Zombotany 3, which is okay. Overall though, decent mod, certainly feels quite different from your standard experience. Also, one thing I'd like to add, with this mod, Portal combat crashes, which is obviously a bug, but I like how it's listed in the changelog as if it's an actual feature. Amazing. So the last mod's focused on making the game harder, but here we have PVZ Deluxe, which is mostly a balance mod. Yes, it does make the game a bit harder, but it's not so bad. In this mod, almost every plant is changed in some way. Sure, not all of these changes are good, but they're at least interesting, and there's even some custom plants like a pea shooter that fires butter, a cabbage plant that lobs fireballs, and this icy puffshroom which doesn't even work half the time. Yeah, that should probably be fixed. So anyways, this mod even has an extended adventure mode going up to level 610. Now that this is the first mod to do so, but it's the only one that doesn't have the mods in this video, so... Anyways, overall it's a pretty cool mod, definitely some things that need to be worked out, but the mod is still in development, so hopefully that'll all come in time. Now here's a quick question for you. Have you ever wanted to take PVZ1 and turn it into PVZ2? If you answered yes, well, why would you want that? That sounds like a downgrade to me. But you're in luck, because we have the Travel Around Time mod. Okay, I'll admit this mod does do some really cool things. For one, there's plants from PVZ2 that you can use in PVZ1. It's honestly pretty incredible. Plus they even have some of their own custom plants like a butter pea shooter. Wait, the last mod had a butter pea shooter. Why is this a recurring thing? But also there's some PVZ2 zombies in here as well. But it's got a bit more in common with PVZ2 than some plants and zombies. We also have way too many zombies spawning in some of these levels. Yeah, it gets pretty out of control, but it's still a cool mod. I wouldn't recommend completing the whole thing, but messing around in some survival levels or iZombie could be fun. Okay, how about just one more mod? PVZ the Cursed. And... what have I installed? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest here, this mod, it's kinda weird. It does adjust some of the plant stats and the zombie spawn rates, but as you can see, there's tons of visual changes. A lot of textures and text are changed to be something completely different. That's not to say there aren't any audio changes too though. For instance, wait. You're telling me that this mod has Megalovania as a part of the soundtrack, and not the mod with the Sans Buckethead? What the hell, man? This mod is certainly quite fascinating to look at, I'll give it that. Well, those are some PVZ mods. Of course, I didn't cover all of them, so feel free to tell me your favorite mods in the comments, whether they were in this video or not. And who knows, maybe this will be a topic worth revisiting in the future. But anyways, thank you for watching. I've been Extra. Have a terrific rest